Welcome everyone to another episode of Primetime Brawl. We got a beautiful women's tag match set up for you today that we're gonna just simulate here off the rip. Then we got Undertaker. Here we are, the simulation. Boom, baby. Here he is, Bailey and the Nature Boy's daughter, Charlotte Flair, winning it. We got the Undertaker and Ric Flair coming up right next after a quick promo by the champ, Drew McIntyre. The fans don't want none of him tonight. We're going to be moving on to the dead man, the Nature Boy. Let's get it on. Yeah, baby.
Oh boy, look who's here. The Phenom has arrived. And demise awaits anyone who stands across the ring from the dead man. The Reaper walks among us.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Death Valley. Weighing in at 299 pounds, the Undertaker!
It's the Nature Boy!
And his opponent from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 245 pounds, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair!
I tell you.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. This bout is scheduled for one fall. The only way to win is by pin or submission. Big sidewalk leg slam. Sidewalk leg slam. Sidewalk slam by the Undertaker. The Undertaker picks up Ric Flair and hurls him across the ring with a big old leg drop, pursuing it. Ric Flair's reeling now. He's going to have to do some work with the punches coming right to the side of the head from the dead man. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining up. Hit that like button, sub if you're new. With another episode of Primetime Brawl coming right at you, baby, with a kick to the midsection from Ric Flair, and Ric Flair sending the Undertaker for a big old gut-buster smash, baby. Undertaker's... Wow, that boot was so close. That one was too. I don't know how he's dodging them tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with a big old lariat line from Ric Flair. And Ric Flair's just going to work. Typical Ric Flair. He's going to go around the body and pick you apart. And here it is. He's going to put him in a submission. Now, this submission is not going to win the match, ladies and gentlemen. Ric Flair knows that. He's just strictly trying to stretch the man out. The Undertaker now rolls him up in a reversal, and then he just a big old arm drag slam and digging at that face. Ric Flair is doing anything he can to try to get those eyes of the Undertaker's messed up. Big elbow to the bridge of the nose and tearing at the arms. I guess if you take out the arms, you take out the legs, and you take out the eyes, the man can't do nothing, can he? And that looks like exactly Ric Flair's tactics for this evening's bout between these two gentlemen. Ric Flair is not being so gentle, though, and I assume neither will the Undertaker be once you get him riled up enough, let me tell you what. And Ric Flair is still going to work. Taker's going to do something here, unless he might get too far ahead of him, might get out of control, get a little bit away from him here, Rick might. And he's just going to work on the legs. Now, that is very smart. We are always going to see Ric Flair working on body parts, especially those legs, trying to get him probably set up for the figure four leg lock, possibly in the future. Big ol' sit down. Tombstone like driver. Sit down pile driver it is. Cover. The Undertaker kicks out at a quick 2. Sits right up directly, though. And a big old uppercut. And here he goes. That big old mitt across the neck. Up and down goes Ric Flair. Here we are. Taker says, I'm ready for my comeback. Get me my close-up, Mr. DeVille. Oh, how's that? A trip to DeVille City. Holy crap. Drove him right in the ground, throws him in the corner. Ric Flair in the corner, thrown by the Undertaker. The Undertaker profusely hitting him in the face with the big old soup bones. The best striker to ever be seen in wrestling today. Oh my goodness, this Mike Cuspid's in the front row. Ladies and gentlemen, they're going home with novelties today. Ric Flair's front teeth. Oh my goodness. The bicuspids in the front row and the kneecap has got enough of me. I'm telling you right now, don't you see? Ric Flair with a leg sweep. And he's picking that leg again. You see what Ric Flair is doing right now. The Nature Boy is methodically picking apart the legs, the knees of this tall man in The Undertaker. The Undertaker with elbows to the back of the head, trying to reverse whatever maneuver Ric Flair was thinking of putting him in, and he pops him up, and he's got him in for the tombstone. Pile driver to the Undertaker. Might be close to the ropes, and he is. Good work by the ref there. Referee doing his job. Nobody can get mad at that. Big old elbow drop from the top rope. The Undertaker, every time he goes to the top rope, it's a spectacle, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? You got to be a thing of beauty when the Undertaker is on duty. Same thing with Ric Flair, though. We can't take anything away from Flair, the Nature Boy, 16-time World Heavyweight Champion. Undertaker now looks like he is trying to lure. Yes, he was, and that boot has missed all night on all counts, ladies and gentlemen. Big old snake eyes from Ric Flair to the Undertaker, now reversing that boot to the midsection, and a couple of uppercuts to the midsection into the jaw for Ric Flair's actions. Got only to think that the Undertaker is asking God for a little bit of help here as he just waits for his victory and comes across the ring like a bulldozer and takes Flair out. Does Taker now, throwing him across the ring. The Nature Boy has been launched just like a projectile. And rings the arm, drops the leg down on top of it. Beautiful. Beautiful maneuver. These two veterans here going to work on each other tonight. The Undertaker pops him up again for the tombstone power driver here. Can it be right here? Because Nature Boy get one of them shoulders up. That's all it takes. Just a little bit off the canvas. And yes, he does, ladies and gentlemen. The match continues. Still got enough in the tank. Ric Flair does. Now, the Undertaker just pounding on the temple of Flair. And that's going to end up wearing a toe with a back body drop reversal from Ric Flair for Undertaker's efforts. And another sit-down pile driver from Ric Flair. And the Undertaker set right up. It did not do nothing to the dead man, and he picks the leg again. Beautiful. That was beautiful right there. Grab the leg, get him down off his feet, and cover him. Take the energy out of the big man as all you can. And there it is with that big old freaking ham hock around the neck. Choke slam from the Undertaker. No. Kick out at 2 from the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. He still wants in this, and he just drags him to the mat, slamming him to the mat. Anytime you can put a man to the canvas, I suppose, is the way to go in the world of professional wrestling. Off the top rope with a big old leg drop from the Undertaker. Now let me tell you, how's that for some professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen? I think that's just professional beatdown is what's going on. Thrown into the barricade. Separates the audience from the ring. And the Undertaker just going to work on the outside. Repeated punches to that right eye socket of Ric Flair. Ric Flair's going to feel that in the morning, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen.
He returns to the ring.
Back in the ring now. Yes, Cole, that's great observation, if you guys can hear him in the background. Working on that audio, though. Working on the audio in the background. And then it's just beautiful double leg takedown by the Nature Boy to the Undertaker. While he wasn't paying attention, the Undertaker now is in the figure four, patented figure four leg lock of the Nature Boy. Can he get out now? I'm telling you, this is a detrimental right here, because if he taps, this is it. The Undertaker would have tapped in the middle of the wrestling ring, and I ain't seen it. And there it is. The Undertaker switches to pressure. Ric Flair profusely bleeding all over the mat. The canvas is covered in blood. Boom! No, they still have not yet been landing that boot to the bean. The Undertaker got some mean kick to the head, let me tell you something. And then he's got a big forearm too. And a chop from the Nature Boy. And instantly Undertaker sets up with a running DDT. Absolute meleeed him over that with a clothesline over the top rope. And the Undertaker goes up again, and a direct headbutt from the top rope to Ric Flair's head himself. That has got to have knocked them. How did it not knock the Undertaker out? I do not know. Another tombstone to the outside. Ladies and gentlemen, this has got to be it. If Ric Flair kicks out here, I don't know what I got for you for the rest of the night, because this match took it all out of me already. Here we go. Cover. Can this be it for the 3 count right here? This is all the marbles. Well, look at that. Here's your winner, ladies and gentlemen.
Here is your winner, the Undertaker.
And he certainly proved himself a superstar to watch with this one.
The legend of The Undertaker grows with this emphatic victory by the Phenom.
Now with that win from The Undertaker to the Nature Boy, Ric Flair might be a little bit perturbed about that. We'll see what comes of it, if anything. We got a promo on hand. We told you that Hulk Hogan would be here tonight, and he's here tonight. He's got a little bit of words for the crowd, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how he does. And they weren't too bad. It's not like they didn't want to hear from him. We got Kane versus Papa Shango. This is a simulated match. We're going to see what happens between these two individuals. Well, that is a surprise to me, and tell you right now, it'll always be a surprise to me every time I see it. Papa Shango with the win. Trish Stratus, the women's champion, with a promo. And everybody likes to hear from Trish, apparently. And we have a tag team championship belt coming right up at you. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Roddy Piper versus Macho Man Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior. And it is for the championship belts. Is what it is for. Yeah, baby.
Look who's here. The cream of the crop has arrived.
The following contest is a tag team extreme rules match and is for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers first, from Sarasota, Florida, weighing in at 239 pounds, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Randy Savage brings the magic each and every time he enters the ring with his unparalleled skill and agility. Often imitated, never duplicated. Oh no! Look out, fellas! We're about to get run over. Saxton, go play
From
speedball.
parts unknown, weighing in at 275 pounds, the Ultimate Warrior.
He's held multiple championships, has won so many main events. Oh, guys, what an incredible treat.
From Glasgow, Scotland, weighing in at 230 pounds, he is one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Hot Rod came here to chew bubblegum and kick butt, and he's all out of bubblegum.
Rowdy Roddy Piper, WWE Hall of Famer, one of the all-time greats. Claims he was born, guys, to cause controversy.
I believe that.
The toughest SOB in WWE history.
From Victoria, Texas, weighing in at 252 pounds, he is one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I've got a premonition we're about to see some mud holes stomped and walked dry before our very eyes.
A man who just oozes attitude and does whatever he wants.
Don't worry, gentlemen. I saw a cooler full of Steve Weisers over there by the ham. I'm going to make sure they're well guarded.
Hey, if you see a kombucha, grab one for me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is for the Tag Team Championships of the world. We got Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Hot Rod, Rowdy Roddy Piper, and the Ultimate Warrior, and Randy Macho Man Savage. Right here, coming at you. This is going to be a tremendous bout, no doubt. Unlike anything we've seen before here on Primetime Brawl, those are what these gentlemen are competing for this evening. And here we are, we're off and into the races. Stone Cold Steve Austin, everybody collide. Instantly, Roddy Piper with a takedown to the Ultimate Warrior. And Piper's working on Warrior, and Macho is working on Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Piper with two elbow drops to the back of the head. Doesn't get all of it, but gets enough of it. And let me tell you, with a space smash to Ultimate Warrior by Piper, and Austin just raking the face of Macho Man across the ropes. Slap, hold on that leg. Piper's going to work on the Ultimate Warrior. Let me tell you something, there's going to be action all across the ring, ladies and gentlemen. If I can't get to all of it, I just hope you just gaze at this match and enjoy. And thanks for joining up. A kick to the back of the leg, or the, yes, I should say the back of the leg, from the Ultimate Warrior to Piper. Piper rolls out of the ring. Macho Man goes to work. And Piper back in the ring. Quick, loot that express out of nowhere. Piper to the Ultimate Warrior says, not today. And Macho Man punches Austin in the face in the same way. He says, nope, I ain't having it. And Austin reverses it. Piper still working on the Ultimate Warrior. Slings him into the ropes. Bounces off the ropes himself. And misses with an elbow to the running elbow to the face. I think he was, but Ultimate Warrior grabs the ropes. And a big knee to the face as Macho rolls out of the ring, and Stone Cold Steve Austin out there with him. Big old atomic drop by the Undertaker, and Stone Cold Steve Austin beating on Macho Man's face. Yeah, Macho just chopping away at Austin now, and a big old shoulder block from the second rope by the Ultimate Warrior to Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper doesn't know where he's at, spun around, and another lose less press to the face. Figures it out real quick, though, where he was at. He did. Had a tilt-a-whirl spin on the outside by Randy Macho Man Savage as Piper starts busting the Ultimate Warrior in the mouth repeatedly. And perfect tag team combination, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, if these two could ever have got along. Roddy Piper and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Piper with a big old slap to the face of the Ultimate Warrior. Now, if that ain't saying, and he tells him to get up, I can hear him now. Get up, you lazy. Come on. You've run to the ring. You're all blown up. What are you going to do? Anyway, Austin catches the leg on the outside. A big bulldog on the inside by Piper to the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior pinned by Piper now. Macho run in, looked at him, and said, I don't know if I want the belts with this guy. And run back out. Maybe he knew Ultimate Warrior was going to kick out, but I don't know. That seems a bit odd to me. A little bit of a dissension in the ranks, if you see to me. Let me tell you, reversals upon reversals between the two gentlemen that are in the ring and on the outside. It looks like the Austin is going for a ladder when Macho's just chopping away at him. And then just bashing the brains of the Ultimate Warrior off the canvas is Piper. Piper now picks him up. And a big old jawbreaker by the Ultimate Warrior. Macho Man picks up a ladder, goes after Austin with it, smashes it off the face of Austin. Ultimate Warrior picks up Piper. Piper reverses it now, gets him into a back neck breaker. Beautiful. Piper goes to the top rope as Austin whips Macho Man into the barricade, and a big old elbow drop off the top rope by Piper, and Piper immediately into a cover. Could be it right here. This is for bells. No. Kick out. And Macho Man wrenching Piper's head around that ring rope, pulling on the face and the eyes of Piper at the same time he had him around that ring rope. That's interesting. And then these two just kicking and stomping away on Piper as Austin just casually strolls in. I don't know what that's about. That's a little bit odd. Just casually strolls in, and Macho's definitely off his mark there. I don't know what's going on there. A little bit many hits to the head because he just elbow dropped the ladder. And Austin was about ready to get the boots to him, but he kicked the midsection. These two are going to work on Austin. I can't even keep up with it. These two are just atomic drop by Macho Man Steve Austin. Steve Austin is getting worked on in the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Surgical procedure is going on over here, and here comes Piper to save the day. Piper is in, kicking and stomping and flailing every way, and here he goes, blocks that kick to the midsection, drops him like a bad habit. Randy Macho Man Savage now. Ultimate Warrior has rolled out of the ring, and so is Austin, and another catches it. No, not again. You go for the well twice. I'm going to remember, Piper tells him, and just goes to work with the repeated blows to the face and knee lift, bouncing his head off the canvas one more again. These two stalled in the ring. A beautiful punch to the face. Reversal. Maybe he was going for that sleeper hold, and he grabs him right by the head and gives him a deliberate punch to the eye socket. Another one, and another reversal. I think he's trying to attempt that patented choke hold, that sleeper. Sorry, guys, I'm concentrating on the action that's inside of the ring because that's where you can get the pinfall. And the Ultimate Warrior looks like going for a big old power bomb to Stone Cold Steve Austin on that barrier outside. Pardon words there, huh? Spit it out. Don't belong to me. Yes, sir. All right. Now with a whip to Austin, got him down. Ultimate Warrior comes in to help his partner now with a big old elbow drop. That was a very unorthodox, weird elbow drop. I think it even hurt the Macho Man himself because the elbow drop hit the freak back shoulder blade, and a kick out, breakout by Austin. The Luthez press. The action goes so fast, ladies and gentlemen. Here, primetime brawl. Luthez press by Piper to Macho Man Randy Savage. Macho Man Randy Savage in a sleeper hold. This could be it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing else in the match matters right now. If Macho Man taps, it's all over. We're going to have the champs, and the champs can retain the belts. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining up here this evening.
Here are your winners, and still the
Still the SmackDown. That hug's a little odd.
Rowdy Roddy Piper and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
An incredibly impressive showing by this tag team. Two men with one common goal.
These two gentlemen walked into the ring tonight and gave you everything they got. Everybody that walked into this ring tonight gave you everything they got. I appreciate you guys